I think there's one person here so far. Leora, I think you're here, which is awesome. Yay, we'll give it a couple more minutes and see if anyone shows up. If not, we can do some writing together. Oh my gosh. I just realized I could hear myself as I have the YouTube on. Okay, so we will give it a few more minutes and see if anybody shows up, and if not, that's okay. And we'll get going. I do know I put it public so I can share things. So that's better than last time when I was having those issues. I do have my wine, of course. So let's see, since NaNoWriMo, for me, I've barely touched the book that I was working on. Honestly, I've been thinking about switching to a different genre and really sticking to women's fiction, since that's it worked. The book I was writing for NaNoWriMo is a young adult. Hello. And the genre of the book that just got picked up by a small press is women's fiction. So I'm starting to think that I should stick in women's fiction for a little while, because I might get a following with this book when it debuts. What are your guys' thoughts? Should I maybe stick with the women's fiction genre until I get more of like a following when it comes to my audience? I don't know. I'm trying to feel it out. I like the book I started writing in for NaNoWriMo, but I'm stuck because I would never think. Let's see. Yes, agree. 100%. All right. Let's see. We'll still give it a few minutes, guys. And we'll get started. We'll do a nice little warm up. Just do for my warm up some reviewing of what I wrote in NaNoWriMo. I also need to do a little freelancing, so might just be some good focused work time. Going a little back and forth tonight. My girls are still awake with my boyfriend downstairs, so if you hear like Frozen for the bazillionth time, that's it. It's not just my boyfriend watching Frozen. And Frozen's a great movie. Don't get me wrong. I also didn't throw it at my girls. We watch movies a few nights a week at night, and that was just one of the ones we chose a couple weeks ago. I don't know what it is, because man, they every night, Olaf, Olaf, Frozen, Snowman, all they want to watch. And I don't know whoever makes those movies they're a genius, because something is, I don't know if it's the colors or the songs, but man, they are obsessed. Oi. Anyway, let's give it a couple minutes, another minute, and then we can get started. What do you guys think we should do for a warm-up? Nice short and sweet little round. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts? Let's see, internet's touch and go. We are having, oh no, windstorm. Where are you from, Dana? That's so sad. Where are you from? I'm in Western New York, so it was snowing a good chunk of today, which isn't out of the ordinary for us Buffalonians. But a windstorm, we've had a couple bad wind storms, but nothing crazy. Let me get my little clock going. Let's see here. Let me get rid of some of these tabs just so they're not interfering with everything going on, just so everything's not super blurry. Tucson, Arizona. Ooh, that's got to be some wind. I have a friend who lives she went to University of Arizona. I'm really not sure where in Arizona she lives. My cousin, actually. But I've never been over there. I haven't. Someday I'll have to get over there. Okay, guys. let's start off with let's do 15 minutes just to kind of warm us up a little bit. I know Leora knows from last time. I'm not sure, Dana, if you were here last time. Let's see, I missed your question earlier. Oh, we had snow today. Yes, we had snow today too. My question, I asked where you were from. Oh, my question. My question was in for NaNoWriMo, I wrote young adult, and I've written young adult before. However, I was just picked up by a small press for the novel that I was querying, and that's a women's fiction book. And I'm thinking that maybe I should stick with women's fiction for my next book that I write, just because I might get like my platform going and an audience in the women's fiction like genre. And I feel like I should stick with that. What do you think? The U of A is in Tucson. Oh, that's how much I know geography. Yeah. Well, my cousin went there. But that's my question. So let me know if you guys have any thoughts. Or I should just do what I want to do. I don't know. I feel like I might want to go to the women's fiction story, but I know a lot of us writers, we start writing a book and like 20 so pages in, we're like, we get that lull. So that also might be what's going on a little bit. But let's do a 15-minute little sprint here. Just to kind of warm us up a little bit. And as I know Leora knows, I like to focus on content. I'm not one for like crazy word counts. Don't rush if you don't need to rush. That's just how I am. I like hearing like good quotes or like a few lines or a paragraph, not even a paragraph, maybe just a few lines or a line of something you've written that you really liked or you were impressed by during the sprint. I like to read those, or even if you want to like explain where in your story you kind of are. I feel like talking about that stuff sometimes gets people really excited to keep writing. So after the sprint, you can copy and paste like a sentence that you like, or just like if you wrote nothing you thought was good, just let me know. Tell me that too. I think it's fun to kind of share that stuff because it gets you more into the story. But let's get going with our 15-minute sprint. I think tonight we'll probably just go to like, I'm in Eastern time right now. It's 8:07 for me. So probably just for like a little over an hour. It'll be a shorter sprint tonight. But let's get right to it. So I'm going to push the play button and mute myself, and let's get writing, folks. Here we go. And start. Oh, well, that's annoying. I had no idea that that was going to make that noise. Okay, starter is done. Let me get rid of this and I'll put myself here. How did everybody do? If you're new to here, I think there might be 1 or 2 people who are jumping in. Share with me in the comments something you liked that you wrote. It can be a sentence. It can be like, you can summarize a scene if you want. If you didn't write anything great, then just say that sucked. I jumped around. I was working on some freelance stuff. So I'm super behind in that. Holidays are crazy. But then I also was reviewing, doing some editing of the book I kind of might put to the side. But I found a sentence I kind of like. It's hard. I feel like a lot of but a lot of editors and agents like don't because we I feel like at least for me, I get super wordy and then I go back and read it and like and getting rid of all these words because you don't need them. So that might be the case for this one. It's my sentence that I like is 2 silos climbed into the sky with ladders built unevenly into the concrete staves. I can never say that right. Practically blending in against the November clouds, crows and gulls sat contently atop the silos and stared at us as we pulled up to the farmhouse, bewitching our every move as we fumbled onto their territory. I would probably say bewitching our every move as, I don't know, I don't like that sentence, but I kind of like that visual of the farm. So that was one of my favorites. Any sentences that you guys had, I would love to share. If you want to share some with me, be cool to see. I'd love to share them with other people, the few of us that are here. Welcome again to those who jumped in. Let everybody know that I'm here. It's different when it's not NaNoWriMo, I feel like, or even Preptober, because people aren't doing as many live streams. But since I'm kind of trying to build my platform and my community and get to know you guys a little bit more, I'm going to start doing this like oh, there I am. Okay, let's see. Let's share Leora's. Just when I thought I had the upper hand in this argument, is it Amalia or Amalia touched a nerve? Yes, there absolutely was someone in my life I was certain saw only the good in me. Oh, my little sister, Shaya. Her innocence was a beacon of light that frequently interrupted my dark and twisty conscience. I like that imagery. Talk about imagery. That's nice. That's good. I love it when I love meeting in a way other writers this way. That's very good imagery. I wouldn't like it's not I feel like too wordy or anything. That's really great. I can picture that. Perfect. I like it. I always oh, she froze. I know. I'm back. I'm sorry. I'm here. um no, I really like that, guys. Oh, let's see. Amalia. My friend has a daughter named Amalia. And I know that a lot of people say. Yeah. Share any of their quotes. Feel free. If not, that's okay. You can share how many words you got. And then we can always jump back in. Let's see. She has Down syndrome. Oh, that's great. I used to work with a whole bunch of clients who were special needs or had some kind of mental or physical or health struggle. I went into human services. That was what I wish I went in for writing though. I remember going in saying, I like writing and that's what I want to do. However, I need to do something before I become a writer. So that's why I went to school for something different. But looking back, I kind of wished I had just gone for like journalism or writing so I could just write. But That's life. I keep getting choppy. I'm sorry, guys. Let me get rid of some of my tabs because I have like a bazillion things open right now. I guess I don't need Amazon open, even though I need to go shopping later. I can close this. Okay, maybe that'll be a little better. Okay. So let's see. Does anybody else want to share? So no emphasis on Amalia. 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 I hope that's right. Amalia, not Amalia. Amalia. Okay. Yep, that's right. I'm so bad with names. One of my daughter's names is Elora, Elora, and a lot of people say like Elora. It's not even that tough of a name compared to all the crazy names that are out there. And I just feel like that'll be the name that people get. The other one's Lucy, so that's an easy one. But there's names out there that are tough. And if you've watched the movie Willow, that is where we got Elora from. Let's see. I cooked. Oh, let me post this just because. I cooked dinner and kissed my Malamute because sometimes you just need to kiss the dog. Is that a sentence from your book, or did you just do that? Either way, I like it. Either way, I appreciate you sharing because that's great. Oh, Amalia. Okay, I was right. I'm glad. Awesome. Well, if that's a sentence from your book, I like it. It's simple to the point, and it's true. Sometimes you just need to kiss your dog. And then my dog makes me absolutely insane. Sometimes I just find myself like spooning him and just loving him. He's not up on the bed this time. I know last time you were like, I need to see the dog. He usually lays on the spare bed that's up here across from me. It's my let's yeah, I think a pronunciation guide, especially if it's like a fantasy book or even if it's not a fantasy book, is good because everybody says things differently. I'll admit I was one of the people who was a Hermione person. I thought it was Hermione up until like book 4 of Harry Potter. I thought it was Hermione. Um, I'll admit too that Twilight, I thought Carlisle was Carlisle. I'll totally admit that, which is like the saddest thing to admit ever. I think I'm like the only person who probably thought that. I want a dog so bad. Well, if you ever want kids in the future, get a mini schnauzer because they will definitely sort of ish prepare you because they're needy and clingy and crazy. So I have a mini schnauzer named Theodore, the bearded guy I showed you guys last week. Tala drives me bonkers, but I can't live without her. That's kind of like my dog. He drives me absolutely crazy. He was my first baby right out of college. I got him. And I got an apartment and it was just us for a while and he was everything. And then I had my girls and I feel bad. It's cliche. He does get, he doesn't get as much attention at all anymore. But in book 4, Jake Harris slipped a guide and oh, I think she did. You're right. Huh. That might be, you might be right, Leora. I didn't really think about that. Huh. Well, let's see. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we start up another sprint? Anything you guys want to discuss about your book, about the new year? Let's see. I'm trying to think if I have anything fun to say. My editing for the first round of edits for my book starts December 30th, the content edits, which I'm nervous as heck to get all those back from the editor. I hate editing so much. Easter eggs. Teaches Chrome. She does. Yes. That was smart. That was very smart. Easter eggs. Easter eggs. I'm not sure what that means. We want to talk about Easter eggs. But yeah, I start my editing end of this month. Yeah, I'm excited because it's a big part of obviously the process, but a little nervous. All right, guys, how long would we like to do this? This next one? What time? How much? How many minutes shall this sprint be? What are we thinking? Anyone has suggestions, let me know. Let's see. I'm just working on the ending, right? Super tangled, and now I have to untangle everything. Oh no. That's not. It's fun, but it's not fun because it makes. I feel like a lot of the time when you're writing, sometimes you're not really thinking, you're just kind of going. Like if the book starts really writing itself, but when there's really something you got to think about and like outline or make a big picture of, it can get super tough and frustrating. 20, I could do 20 minutes. I like that. That works for me. Let's do 20 minutes, guys. I'm probably going to jump back and forth again, multitask as much as I can. Um, so let's set the clock up for 20 minutes. Where's my screen share? Do, 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 do. Let me clear this. Go back. Clear. 2000. Set. All right, guys. So let's do 20 minutes. And again, at the end, I would love to hear whatever you guys have written, or if there's anything you want to share about what you wrote, or a quote or sentence or anything, please share. And let's get started in 3, 2, 1. That's super annoying. Okay, guys. I think there's only a couple of you guys still with me. For those who are still with me, if you want to share um, anything that you wrote that you liked that was exciting or impressed you, share it with us in comments and we can see what we liked about our writing because content is always important. You can also share how many words. Maybe that's something you're still focusing on. Share those too. And there's only a couple of us still here, or one. and and since it's a quiet night, we can it's back to being just you, and that's okay. I appreciate it. We can after this we can kind of call it quits for the night. Make it a nice short one. You can jump on into another sprint. I think there's a couple others going on. 4:43. Good job. Sweet. It's awesome. I kind of I'm actually finishing up an article right now for freelancing. I should be writing. Actually, I did take a little break from that, like halfway through the sprint, and I kind of started just playing around with this other idea I have for a women's. I think I'm gonna write. I'm gonna start outlining this women's fiction book, just because I feel like since my debut novels, women's fiction, that if I start getting a following in that genre, if I all of a sudden switch it to young adults, some people may not be into that. And then I don't want to lose an audience. So I think from a business standpoint, going to try that. So that might be what I choose to try. So I was starting to just kind of write out some stuff about the main character, um, just for fun, because it's fun. But I don't want to lose interest halfway through. At least Camp Nano. When is Camp Nano? I've never done those before. I've only ever done the Novembers. So I forget when Camp Nano and things like that are, because that will be probably a good time for me to really. I'll be editing probably actually my current book. But oh, did you get anything any good scenes or anything like that? Feel free to share. I appreciate you hanging out, Leora. I know I'm new to this whole thing, so oh, there's one other person still checking in, so that's good too. Let's see, I had a scene between my two main characters working through a new development in their relationship and communicating about it in a healthy way. That's good. We do need those in books to prove that there is a healthy way of communication. There's so many unhealthy ways of communication, and that's good. That's exciting. And that quote that you shared earlier was freaking great. That was very good. I'm really enjoying seeing how these characters cope with supernatural relationship obstacles. That's so cool. I like fantasy. Growing up, I wrote a ton of fantasy. That was all I wrote. I wrote all the dragons and all these characters I made. I'd love to do a children's book about all those characters. I have like books, like sketchbooks that big, filled with the characters. Worvy, his name was Worvy, and he had a light bulb on his head. And his world, and his friends, and his like family, and like all like I could. It was crazy. I love fantasy. I love that stuff. I can't. Maybe I can still write it, but now it's different now. I like reading fantasy, but I like to write women's fiction. I don't know. It's weird. I love reading fantasy though. Love it. All right, Leora. Well, I think it's still just us. So, oh, yes. See, I'm sorry, honestly. I was so sure. I was so sure nothing would happen. I got to my feet and brushed off my knees, which had no more than a slight rug burn. Well, I'm vulnerable to you now, I said, stepping closer to her. So you have to be careful with me, okay? I like that. Did they end up getting together? Don't tell me. Don't tell me. But I like it. See, that's why I like making this the focus. So I like jumping into other people's writing and seeing their writing style. And then like when the book does come out, if you publish, it's cool to kind of see you in see the story building process for someone else. I think that's super fun. That's why I kind of like to do that. So I enjoy that quite a bit. Well, Leora, thanks for hanging out with me. And anybody who decides to replay this, thanks for watching. But yeah, have a great new year. And I'll probably do another one in January, and maybe I'll get some people and maybe I won't. Who knows? And Yeah. So everybody have a great New Year. Keep writing, stay creative, drink your wine, drink your coffee, your tea, whatever you need to keep yourself going. And I will see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out. Goodbye.